since our last video.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot has happened or not happened in that time. We both got sick.
Yeah, that was like maybe a month ago now.
Well, it was when we made our last video.
Oh,
That night, we both had something like food poisoning.
Uh-huh. Stomach bug or something.
Yeah. Then my foot got messed up.
Oh, right. Forgot about that.
And then I got really depressed. And because I couldn't work out. And yeah, so that sucked. We couldn't practice, couldn't play or record.
Yeah.
And then we were getting better.
Well, you got better. I got a cold. That wasn't too bad, but we just haven't been able to have a rhythm.
Yeah.
To practice and record and feel good. But this weekend we got back into it, and we've probably done 3 sessions, maybe 4.
4 sessions.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
sessions. We're down to our last 2 songs, maybe 1 song now. The hardest song for Noah.
Yeah, I think we finished one of the songs.
Okay.
So
okay.
We have one left that has the the guitar part is probably the hardest out of any of them, and I'm having a bit of trouble playing that, and then been getting kind of focused on the guitar, and then I don't think the singing is getting enough. I'm not paying attention enough to that because I'm just focused on trying to play the guitar part.
Yeah. And I'm trying not to, say anything because my parts are pretty easy for these last songs. And then so if you're doing well, halfway through the song, it's just I don't want to look at you or think about anything until it's over.
Mm-hmm.
But I also feel like we can do it.
Yeah.
So, but I almost don't want to say it because then I feel like we put pressure. This is it. We're finishing this afternoon. This is it. We're gonna do it. And then, so I don't want to say that, even though I feel like we can.
Yeah.
So I feel like actually it's there. But I know you want to feel. I feel like we have it in terms of the sound. But I know you want to, after a take, you want to feel oh, that's it. And you haven't felt that way for the last song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have our show coming up at the end of this month. It's the beginning of September right now. And our show with Brian Belknap is September 27th at the Lost Church.
Mm-hmm.
And we want to finish our album before that and just have this one song left. Now we have a few weeks, but the next 2 weeks we're not going to be able to record.
Mm-hmm.
And so that just leaves, one weekend basically. And I'm kind of hoping in the interim I can practice that song, and then in 3 weeks we can finish it. Yeah, and so the other thing just about finishing this album, I think, is something that I've been thinking about, this idea of fear of success, and I think it's kind of connected to perfectionism as a way to get out of finishing things. So it's, I don't think it hasn't been on my mind, but I feel like I need to be aware that it could be getting in the way of us finishing. And so I need to kind of push through and make sure that we finish.
Yeah. Well, and like for me, because I know that you've had that in the past, I feel like I'm almost like anticipating that's going to happen in some ways. Or whenever there's like, you know what I was talking about earlier, where I feel like if you say, oh, it's not good enough, I feel like that's what you're doing. But I also know that you're more a perfectionist than I am, and I'm not going to be happy if you're not happy with it. So it's not like I feel like we're done and you're not coming along. I feel like, but yeah, I don't want you to get in the way of you.
Yeah.
Your head. I don't want your head to get in the way of you feeling good and going to the end. But I think you're going to do it.
Yeah, I think we can do it because we've finished 7 out of 8 songs.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, in a way, this is the most precarious time, which is finishing the last song. But each of those other songs, you know, and I haven't listened to all of them yet, but I feel like when we finished, I think that when we finished, I felt satisfied with the performance of each of them.
Yeah.
And so there's always this idea in my head of, oh man, like if we recorded this like a year later, think of how much better I would be, or how much better, you know, like the performance would be or something like that. But this is when we need to do it. Now, not in a year.
Yeah.
Because I'm ready to work on some new songs too.
Good. Yeah. Well, and you know, the other thought I had was we ended up saving or recording your hardest song last. And so it just makes me think, you know, the next time around, maybe we don't do that.
Yeah. I think that happened because like we were just trying to get through things and trying to finish things. And so, it just sort of happened that way without really planning it.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely next time. Maybe we start with something easy and then work
you kind
on
of go up.
The hard things and then sort of taper off at the end.
Okay, so, sounds good.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. I'm proud of you for pushing through.
Thanks.
Yeah, you're going to do it. We're going to do it together.